Japan, land of the rising sun. The symbol of the rising sun is seen in many aspects of Japanese life, from the national flag to a bowl of boiled rice. Despite the fact that since the 1960s, the per capita consumption of rice has halved, rice is the single most important food for the Japanese. Only about 11% of the land in Japan is arable, and of that, over 50% is used for the growing of rice. Here, on the southern island of Kyushu, the yearly cycle for rice begins in April, when rice seeds are given a series of washes and fungicide treatment. During this week-long process, the rice begins to germinate. Next, the germinating rice seeds are sown into seed trays. The seed trays are then placed in specially prepared flooded fields, where they sprout and grow into seedlings. In the meantime, the dry rice fields are being tilled and prepared for the coming planting. After tilling, the fields are flooded through a series of canals and sluices. Once flooded, the fields are tilled again to prepare the soft, muddy bottom. By now, the seedlings are ready for planting. The planting machines, which come in a variety of sizes, use an ingenious mechanical system for planting the seedlings individually. With so little arable land available for rice growing, even the tractor ruts at the edges of the fields are carefully smoothed and then planted by hand. As the rice seedlings grow, the small, insignificant-looking white flowers are soon pollinated and the rice seeds begin to develop and swell. As the rice reaches maturity, the fields are drained, and the final stages of ripening take place as the fields dry and crack, leaving behind the remains of many water snails. Now it is time for harvesting. Even in these days of mechanization, the old manual technique of using a sickle is kept alive, as it is necessary to use the technique at the corners and edges of the fields. In the old days, the rice would be dehusked by flailing it. Nowadays, there are large mills where the farmers can take their rice for dehusking and polishing. Finally, the bags of rice reach the rice shops and supermarkets of Japan. The consumers rarely know the long process that lies behind their bags of polished rice.